This is my 10-week update. I am 10 weeks and 2 days today, and I am feeling very much like I'm in my first trimester. I am exhausted, I'm bloated, I'm bitchy, I'm dizzy and lightheaded all the time, and I am always hungry. I eat all the time, and even after I eat, I still feel like I could keep eating, and I don't remember this happening in the first trimester with my previous 2 pregnancies. I remember being extremely sick in my first 2 pregnancies and not really being able to hold food down at all, let alone being hungry. But I am kind of struggling with my weight a little bit, to be honest with you. And I know it's not healthy to like weigh yourself a lot, especially in the first trimester, because your weight fluctuates so much. Hello, you want to join me? You say hi? Look. Say hi. Hi. But according to the scale, you're all done? Okay. I have gained 6 pounds in 10 weeks. So yeah, that's not too cool. So I kind of tried to throw out all the junk food that we had in the house. So I guess my thought process is, if I am snacking and there's no junk food, then it has to be healthy. So I'm trying, but who am I kidding? I still have at least 1 dessert a day, and that is honestly in place of the glass of wine that I really want to have. So I don't know, I guess there's no winning for me here. But I am working on my portion control, which is a huge problem, and I am working on making healthy choices. And it looks like my whole family is in here to join me. Lilia, you want to come say hi? No? She's mad at me because I want to do my video, and I am not going to go play outside again. We've been playing outside for like an hour. So I'm home alone, and I don't have my husband to watch my kids for me. So this is my struggle. I want to go ahead and thank all of you guys that reached out to me on my last video. I did take a lot of your advice, and I called the group of midwives that was so highly requested to me. I actually had a meeting with them today because I wanted to discuss my birth plan and kind of my options as far as a natural birth in a hospital is concerned, because it is in a hospital, so there's like hospital protocol. I can't have my water birth. I'm allowed to labor in the tub, but when it comes time to push, they kind of kick you out of the tub and make you go to the hospital bed. She did say I don't necessarily have to be laying down to push. I can push in any position that I want to, so that's kind of cool. I really wanted like the help of gravity to like pull the baby out. But I really wanted to have my water birth, so I'm really bummed about that. Why are you guys ruining my video? Okay, sorry guys, it is like way later in the day now. I find it really difficult to vlog with my children, and I try to do it all the time, and they just I mean, I have a 5-year-old and a 1.5-year-old. They just don't cooperate with me. So it's been kind of hectic today. Okay, so like I was saying, they are a little bit more naturally geared as far as allowing delayed cord clamping, which I really want. And it's a little bit more of a natural feel than your typical hospital birth. So it's more of a compromise for me, and I really didn't want to compromise. I really wanted my birth center water birth or my home birth, or just like my 100% natural experience. But beggars can't be choosers, I guess, and since I really need my insurance to cover my birth and my prenatal and everything else. It's just kind of important that I have all of that covered. So I'm compromising. And it's a hard pill to swallow right now, but I know in the end I'll be happy. And the midwives are really nice that I spoke to today. They're really sweet, and I just really think that ultimately this is going to be the best decision for me. So Zoe is officially weaned, and I am officially dried out. And it's so strange because the nipple soreness that I was experiencing full force last week has just completely dissipated now. And I like to think that it's because I weaned her that it's totally gone. And I don't want to tell myself that it would have happened anyway, because then I'll feel like a bad mom that I weaned my baby early when I didn't have to. So I really like to think that it's because I weaned her off of breast milk. And I plan to do a full video on what happened when I weaned my booby happy toddler off of the boob. For those of you that are interested in finding out the pros and cons to weaning your toddler cold turkey, because that's what I did. And that was absolutely not my original plan for her at all. This was simply out of necessity, and just so many things have happened since I've weaned her, and I would talk about it in this video, but since it's just so extensive, I am going to do a separate video on that for those of you that are possibly thinking about weaning your toddler or are still breastfeeding and want to know what to expect when the time comes. Just stay tuned for that video, because I will definitely be doing a video on that. So something that I am kind of bummed about right now, this goes along with this being my last pregnancy, my last baby. Something that I've always wanted to do is to keep the gender a surprise until birth. I've just always wanted that moment where the baby's born and, you know, they just announce it's a boy, it's a girl, the big surprise gender reveal. And I have been desperately trying to convince my husband to let me do this and to let us keep it a surprise, and he is definitely not budging. He has to know the gender. He thinks it's irresponsible or something not to figure out what you're having before the time comes. So I'm kind of sad, but I'm sure a lot of you are going to be thrilled that we will be announcing the gender sometime in the middle of my pregnancy. But I am sad because I want to wait until the birth to find out the gender of my baby. So yeah, this is just another losing battle for me. I'm not getting anything that I want with this pregnancy. So I'm totally hormonal about it, and I try not to be a bitch, because I'm a bitch most of the time right now about a lot of things. And some of it just seems so silly, and I feel like I shouldn't be a bitch about my husband not wanting to wait to find out the gender of the baby. So I'm trying to be cool. But I'm kind of bummed, because I really wanted to keep it a surprise. And I think gender neutral stuff is just the cutest thing ever. And we could totally do gender neutral. It's so easy. And unfortunately, that is not going to be happening for me. So, bummer no water birth, bummer no gender surprise. Oh well. So hopefully this pregnancy is all uphill from here, and that I will only get good news from here on out. I also feel kind of guilty that, like, these are my problems, and that a lot of women struggle with infertility, or they struggle with miscarriage, which I have had before, and I know that that is so painful. And for me to be sitting here complaining about things whenever I have a perfectly healthy baby is probably kind of selfish of me. But it's just, I guess it's hard not to think about your own problems and to always think about everybody else's problems, but so yeah. So that is about it for my 10-week video. I don't have my measuring tape on me to measure, so I guess I'm gonna skip this week, which I'm pretty okay with, honestly, because like I said, I've been gaining weight like crazy and I kind of don't want to know. So let me show you all my 10-week belly. Let's see. This is shirt on, and this is also like 6:30 at night. So after like a full day of eating, it always looks so different in the mornings as opposed to at the end of the day. I feel like I look like I'm in my second trimester by the end of the day, and in the morning you can't even tell. So this is without the shirt. Oh, little baby. It's so tiny. It's the size of a, what is it the size of? Let me see. What does my app say? It says, baby is the size of a tart kumquat. I don't know if y'all can see that. Probably not at all, right? So it's so tiny. My belly seems so big to me. I'm trying not to stress over it. But it's a little bit stressful. So anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks again for those of you that have been watching and have been reaching out to me whenever I need some help. I really totally appreciate that. You have no idea. So be sure and watch my last video if you haven't watched it yet. Be sure and subscribe if you are interested in keeping up with my pregnancy journey and any more of my videos of my growing family. And I will see you all for my next video. Bye!